Morning everyone. Just like to say a quick thanks for everyone who has liked my first video that I uploaded the other day. I don't really expect anyone to watch these, but if you do and get something out of it or enjoy it like me, then great. I'm back out again. It's only a few days later. I'm a touch more local this time, so it's not so early, but it's of course always early in the summertime. I've come out today. This is it's sort of on potluck really, because where I went the other day, it's known for it being misty and foggy, which is over in the Peak District. But where I live, there isn't we don't get as much fog, and so it's few and far between. However, I looked at the forecast, and because it was foggy again in other areas, I checked the humidity levels, and they were going to be about in between 93 and 95 in this particular area. So I thought, well, what's the worst that can happen? I'll get up, come out, hear the birds singing again, and that's just enjoyable anyway. So I've arrived at this location. I've come straight to a bit which I know already, which is next to an open field, and what's good about that is I'm getting a little bit of the sunlight that's coming up, penetrating through the trees, which is almost going now, but so that's giving a lovely warm glow on some of the silver birches which I've found. And it also helps because it's an open area, so there's a bit more mist about, and some of that's penetrating into the woodland as well, so it is softening the image. And I do really like a bit of mist or fog in my images. I'm going to go now and have a chat again in a bit, because I've the mist is coming and going, so I'd like to capture the most of it. But this is the first time in this location after a few attempts that there's a little bit of mist kicking about, so yeah, very happy this morning. So I've just come over to a bit of the woodland which I know quite well, and I'm just going to, so I suppose that reiterates the point that if you know a woodland really well, when the conditions are right, it puts you can put a little less pressure on yourself to find images. Now in my first video I did say that I did know the woodland, and I knew it fairly well, but I didn't know it intimately. That's the big difference. So I feel a lot more comfortable today in finding images, and I suppose that's the point really. It's not so far for me to come. It's still a bit of a drive, still got to get up early, but I can come. If it wasn't misty, it doesn't matter, I can just enjoy the place. But the mist has increased, it's almost foggy. I've this bit that I've come to, which as I said I do know, there's this fantastic old oak tree down in the distance. I'm looking down quite a steep bank, sort of maybe even a cliff edge, and there's these other old oak trees framing it, and it just seems to it just works. And so I've photographed it in rain, I've photographed it in warm light, and I really wanted to come and see if it worked with mist. I didn't actually know if we were going to be able to see it, because I said it's so far down in the distance. In one of the previous images, there's a much warmer light on one of the oak trees that's to the right, which I'll put the image up so you can see it. And I really like that, but I think that I'll compare them, and I think that this one will probably look nicer just simply because there's that wonderful ethereal glow from the mist, and it's just to soften the whole image, which I really do love. I'm just going to turn this around and just see if you can just see it a moment. So I'm hoping that you can see that, and it's the tree down in the distance, which is just as I say, absolutely fabulous. It's just brimming with life out here with all these fresh green leaves. So yeah, I'll take another shot and then move on and see what else I can find. And I absolutely love this scene, and so I'll let you be the judge if you like it, but yeah, it's one that I'm really fond of, so I'm gonna keep returning and trying it at different times of year. Wow, I absolutely love mornings like this. It's only just coming up to 7 o'clock and it's getting a bit brighter now, but I've just, I've had a fantastic morning. The mist has hung around. It's yeah, it was almost, you could class it as foggy at one point, and now the sun's just breaking through. So this particular image that I've just been taking is one that I've again taken before. I was on a rainy day, which I did actually really like the image, but today, just with that mist which is just softening the light, giving it that this lovely ethereal glow, and then the sunlight just coming in from the right hand side is just warming the scene very slightly, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. So if you can, I'm hoping that you can see there's this fabulous old silver birch with lots of branches coming off. There's a really nice feeling of age because it's, the bark's split, and then in the distance there's these two oak trees, and the birch's branch is leaning over and joining onto one of the oak trees. And then in the distance there's the other oak tree, which is a bit more squiggly, I suppose. And I think that's what I've really trying to make myself do in Woodland, is not look for just trees, because as I'm walking through, and as I'm sure that many of you know, when you're in a woodland and it's misty, you could be taking photograph after photograph after photograph, because the trees just look absolutely stunning. But it's shapes which I'm really looking for, and how the trees interact with each other, and then hopefully that will make an image which is a bit more pleasing to the viewer. And yeah, so I might do a video just on that itself soon. And but yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's gone. I think now the sun's coming out a bit more, the mist will start lifting, but I'll carry on wandering for a little while. I'll have a little break first. So the mist really has started lifting now, and but I've had an absolutely wonderful morning. There was a period just before when I was sweating. It felt like I was in a rainforest. You've got the birds singing. It's just been absolutely wonderful. So I advocate to anyone, whether or not you're taking pictures or not, getting up early, heading out. I've seen a few runners about this morning, really enjoying it. And yeah, it's just fabulous to be out. I've even though it's lifted a bit, I have spent a bit of time walking around, and because it's the middle of summer, I have found a few compositions which I like, but they're a bit green, and so I've taken a few reference shots, and I'll come back in the autumn for those. But yeah, really appreciate anyone watching. If you could hit the subscribe button, that'd be much appreciated, and I hope you do find it informative, because it's really helping me work through my images, attempting to talk about them whilst actually taking them, and also slow me down a little bit while I'm doing the the videos. So yeah, it's much appreciated any of you watching. I'm gonna go home and get a coffee now, and thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.